Okay, so we'll be starting with the TEAS exam. So this is the T7 math practice test. So I'm going to be starting with this. Question number 1. Question number 1 seems pretty easy. Yeah. So question number 1 says, here we have 3 into parentheses 7 squared. So when we talk about 7 squared here, 7 squared is the same thing as saying 7 times 7, right? That is 7 squared is the same thing as saying 7 times 7, which is the same thing as 49. So here in the parentheses, you have to solve the parentheses first. We have 49 plus 5 divided by 6 minus 3. Now, looking at this, we have to finish solving what we have in the parentheses. And doing that, in the parentheses, we still have 3. 49 plus 5, that should give 54. Divided by 6 minus 3. So divided by 6 minus 3. Using PEMDAS, there's something we call PEMDAS. You have a look at the parentheses. We solve the parentheses, right? Then do we have an exponential? No, we don't have exponential. Okay. Then you look at, do we have multiplication? No. Yes. Do we have division? Yes. You know, there's a relationship between PEMDAS and BODMAS. For PEMDAS, here we are interested in the exponents. But for BODMAS, it's just almost the same thing. Instead of using parentheses, we use brackets, we use of, division, something like that. So in this case, here, you can look at this multiplication if you are using PEMDAS. So we can multiply 3 by 54. If you multiply 3 by 54, or you decide to divide 54 by 6, it's still going to be the same. So let's multiply these parentheses out here. Here, you're going to have 3 times 54 is going to be 162 divided by 6 minus 3. Now, 162 can be written as this 162 divided by 6 minus 3. So what is 162 divided by 6? You can divide here, 6 here, 1, 6 in 16. That is going to be what? That is going to be 2. So we have 4. 6 in 42. That is going to be 7. So we have 162 divided by 6 to be 27. So here we have 27 minus 3. So finally, you can say that the answer is 24. So the first answer is going to be option D. If you have a very good look at what I did here, you have to solve what you have in the parentheses first. After solving that, in this, in this step, you can say that, okay, we have 3 times 54 divided by 6. In fact, if you do it this way, your answer is still going to be the same. Because here you have 6 here, 1, and 6 in 54. is what? Is 9. So here you still have 3 times 9 minus 3, which is still 27 minus 3, which is still the same thing as 24. So either way, or any method you decide to use here, you're still going to get the same thing. So that is for the first one. Now, for question 2, this is just algebra. You have the parentheses, you want to multiply with the parentheses. So let me just give a few minutes and let's see if you can do question number 2. You can put the answer of question number 2 in the comment section. Let's see. So for question number 2, you want to multiply how the parentheses there, right? So I'm going to do this, or let me just give a few minutes and let's see if we have anybody that can try this question number 2. Then I'm going to do the question number 2. So what you just have is algebra. You have the parentheses. You just want to distribute. So the first step is to distribute 2 in this, and also here you're going to distribute the 2 and equate to 12, and you collect the like terms. So let me just give a minute or 2 and let's see if you have anybody that can put the answer in the comment section. So, okay, let me do the first step. Now, what we just want to do here is to distribute. So here we are distributing 2. 2 is multiplying 3x. So what you need here we're having figures, you're having variable, which is unknown variable x. This is what makes this to be an algebraic equation. So 2 times 3 is going to be what? 6. And put a variable x. 2 times negative 1. Here you have 2 times negative 1. Plus times minus is going to be negative. Here, minus. So 2 times 1 is still going to be 2. So you are done with this first. Then you're going to apply the same approach to distribute 2 here. So here we have negative 2 multiplying x. This is going to be negative 2x. Now here we have negative 2 multiplying positive 5. Negative times positive is still going to be negative. 2 times 5 is going to be 10 equals to 12. Now you've done this. The next thing for you to do is to collect the like terms. Now, the like terms we have here, we have the x. This is x, this is x. They are the same. Make sure they are together. And we have values without x, so you make them to be together. So the next thing is to write here, we have 6x minus 2x. This is called collection of like terms. So here we have negative 2, negative 10. The sign is not going to change right now. Why? Because you're still solving the values on the left side. So nothing is going to change right now. Now, let's have a good look at this. This is having x. This is having x. It can be added together. So anytime you have values with the same variable, you can just subtract the coefficients. 6x minus 2x is 4x. Now here we have negative 2, negative 10. Negative 2, negative 10, they are having the same sign. So you maintain the same sign. 2, you see, here you have negative 2, negative 10. If the signs are the same, you maintain the same sign and you add up the values together, which is 12. But in a situation whereby you have negative 2, positive 10. So here, the largest number is 10. So you maintain the sign, which is positive, and you subtract, which is 8. Also, if you have positive 2, negative 10, the highest value here is 10. What is the sign? Negative. Add them together and subtract, you have 8. So this is how to deal with subtraction involving different signs. So here we're going to have negative 12 equals to 12. So from here, to get the value of x, what you just have to do to both sides is to get rid of this, add 12 to both sides. So if you add 12 to both sides, here you're going to have 4x equals to, this is going to cancel out, 24. And in algebra, if you have a value with x, just a single value with x on the left-hand side and another value with the right-hand side, you just have to divide by the coefficient of that variable, which is 4. So on the left-hand side, we are left with x. And on the right-hand side, 24 divided by 4 is going to be 6. So this is B. Now, I'm not just solving, I want you to understand some basic rule of mathematics. Number one, if you have this kind of equation and you are having parentheses, the first thing you have to do is distribute. You distribute. Alternatively, you can decide to divide through by 2. Yes. If you divide through by 2, you have these values in the parentheses, you have the value in the parentheses, and this is going to be 6. You can try that. Or, to avoid mistakes, in case they are not even numbers or the same factor in which the same value can be divided by, you can just distribute. So once you distribute, you have a new equation. Then collect like terms, like what I did here, 6x minus 2x. Okay, this is what I did. And the one without x, let them be together. And if you're having more than one variable, like you're having x, you're having y, you're having z, you can just collect the like terms together. And the one with the same variable. And after that, we want to solve for x. So to get rid of the values that is with 4x, just add. So they can have 4x on the left-hand side, and you can have the other values. So that is question number 2. Now we have question number 3. Question number 3 says, 92 pounds is equal to how many kilograms? Round to the nearest hundredth if necessary. Round to the nearest hundredth if necessary. My question here is, 1 kilogram is equal to how many pounds? If you have an idea, 1 kilogram is equal to how many pounds? Put that in the comment section. So I'm going to wait for some minutes. 1 kilogram is equal to how many pounds? So here, for 1 kilogram, should be equivalent to 2.2 pounds. Yes, 1 kilogram should be equivalent to 2.2 pounds. Now, that is 1 pound equals to 1 over 2.2. Approximately, 1 divided by 2.2 should be equal to 0.4545, something like this. Now, here we have 92 pounds. So it's equivalent to how many kilograms? So that is, if 1 pound can be equal to this, 2 pounds is going to be twice of this, 3 pounds is going to be 3 times this. So 92 pounds is going to be 92 times 0.4545. Okay, you can see option D. So if you multiply this with my calculator, here you're going to have 41.8181. And the question says, round to the nearest hundredths. To the nearest hundredths. Now, for the unit, if you look at this, this is the tenths. This is the hundredths. So you look at the number after this, it's more than 4. So you can round up by adding 1 to this. So your final answer is going to be 41.82. Yeah, you got it right. So the answer is D. The answer is D. Questions? Okay. Number 4. It says, solve this. You can solve this without using your calculator. Here you have 68.4. Is calculator allowed for the exam? 68.567 minus 13.000. Let's do that first. 7 minus 0, 7. 6 minus 0, 6. 5 minus 0, 5. 8 minus 3, 5. 6 minus 1, 5. So this minus this is going to be 55.567. Again, negative 2.43. Here you can put 0. 7 minus 0. Here you're going to have, let me just change the pen. 7 minus 0 is going to be 7. 6 minus 3 is going to be 3. 5 minus 4 is going to be 1. 5 minus 2, 3. And here you have 5. If you put 0 here, you're going to be 5. So the right answer is option A. Option A. Now we've been able to do 4 questions. If there's any question or any observation, you can put that in the comment section. Now we have question 5. How do we do question number 5? I want you to have a very good look at this question number 5. Think about it and let's see. I'm going to wait for like 2 minutes and let's see if you can do this and put the answer in the comment section. Here we have 2x plus 5y equals 19. Here we have 4x plus 3y equals to 17. How do you get the value of y? How do you get the value of y? Yeah, you can use elimination method, you can use substitution method. But in this case, using elimination method would be the best. And once you get the value of your x, you don't need to stress yourself getting y. Because if you look at the options, x is 17, x is 3, x is 2, x is negative 3. Because this is all about precision. And I mean, you have to be very fast. So you just need the value of x. So you don't need to stress yourself with the value of y. That's just what you need. Now, here I'm going to use a method we call elimination method. Elimination. So what we want to do, we want to eliminate x. How do you eliminate x? So the first thing we do, let me just rewrite the question. It says 2x plus 5y equals to 19. And here we have 4x plus 3y equals to 17. To eliminate this x, you have to make sure they have the same coefficient by multiplying this equation by 2. So I'm going to call this equation 1, and I'm going to call this equation 2. So you multiply equation 1 by 2. If you do that, equation 1, you're going to have a new equation, which is also going to be 2 times 2x is going to be, let me use dot sign. It's going to be 4x. 2 times 5y is going to be 10y. 2 times 19 is going to be 38. So here you have a new equation entirely. Let me call this equation 3. And here we have 4x plus 3y equals to 17. I'm rewriting equation 2 again. Now, to get rid, what I'm doing now is to get rid of y. I'm sorry. So anyone you do is still going to be the same. Yeah, anyone you do, you can decide to eliminate. Just get one of the values right. Now, to get rid of x, subtract equation 2 from 3. So to do that, here we have 4x minus 4x is going to cancel out. 10y minus 3y is going to be 7y. 38 minus 17. So here we have 38 minus 17, which is what? 21. So what do you do next? You divide by the coefficient of y, which is divided by 7 divided by 7. So here y equals to 3. So now that y equals to 3, what's going to be the answer? So that means you don't need to stress yourself getting x, because you only have y equals to 3 here. So the right answer should be C. The right answer should be C. You can see that. The right answer should be C. Next, let me just reiterate this question, please. This is called simultaneous equation. Yeah, you got it right. See. Yeah, this is called simultaneous equation. Here you're having two equations, two unknowns. The two unknowns are the x and y. So to solve that, you can use elimination method, substitution method, the graphical method. But this is objective question, so you have to be very fast. And multiple choice question, so you have to be very fast. So in this case, what you just have to do is make sure you have the same coefficient of the values of the variable you want to eliminate. And here, to make sure that x has the same coefficient, I multiply by 2. So that I can have in my equation 1, I can have it written in form of 4x. And don't make this mistake by just multiplying 2 by this variable. The 2 must be multiplied across the first equation. So this is why I can have something like this. And here I eliminated my x. So after eliminating x, then you can just subtract, because I wanted to eliminate x, so I'm going to subtract equation 2 from 3. So here I can have 7y, and here I can have 21. So to get y, just divide both sides by the coefficient of y, and you can get the value of y. And here I'm having question number 6. Convert 21.4 degrees Celsius into Fahrenheit. I'm going to give the formula out, and I would like you to try it and let me know the answer in the comment section. The Fahrenheit equal to your degrees Celsius, your value in degrees Celsius, times 9/5 plus 32. So use this formula and get the value for f. Use this formula to get the value for f. So what you just have to do is to plug in the value in degrees Celsius and plug in the value in degrees Celsius and get the corresponding value in Fahrenheit. Let me see if I have some messages. So let's see what's the answer. So you just plug in degree and you can solve the parentheses. B. Okay, you got B. Okay, let me do this and let's see if we're going to get the same answer. Now, here we have F equal, our degree Celsius is 21.4 times 9/5 plus 32. And here we have 21.4, or 9 divided by 5. 9 divided by 5 is 1.8. So here we have 21.4 times 1.8 plus 32. So here, 21.4, you can use a calculator, or you can just multiply out, times 1.8 is 38.52 plus 32. And if you add this together, you're going to have 70.52 degree Fahrenheit. So the right answer is B. Correct. Correct. So question number 7. Question number 7. Question number 7 says, let me make it bigger. It says, a soccer team with 16 players gets a donation of $7,296 from a small local businesses to share equally. So this is the first expression you need to break down. You want to share $7,000 equally. So the first thing you have to do is, what is the individual share? So the first thing you do here is each player shares. Now, the total money given is what? 7,296. Okay, let's just put this in the right sense. For example, you want to share 10 oranges with your 2 kids. So how many oranges are you going to give each? It's just 5 each. That is 10 divided by 2. So the same thing here, 7,296 divided by 16. So this is the total money given, and you want to share this between 16 players. So if you do that, we have 7,296 divided by 16. So each of the players is going to get $456. $456 each of the players. So you have to break it down this way. Now, the question now proceeds by saying each of the team members, that is each player, agrees to donate $137. This is the donation to a local charity. So they want to pay $117 towards transportation for the team, and they want to spend $32 on dinner. This is their share, each of the players. So what is their expenditure? What is the expenditure? Each of them. So it said each of the players. So the expenditure is going to be $137 for donation, $117 for transportation, and $32 for dinner. So the expenditure is going to be $286. So the question says, how much money will each player have left? So each player, their balance is just going to be the share of each of the player, which is $456, minus the expenditure, which is $286. So each of the players is going to have $170. But look at the instruction given. Please do not include the dollar sign in your answer. So your answer is just 170. So this is the answer, $170. But don't include the sign. Question 8. I'm going to stop on question 10. It says 7 gallons equal to how many pounds? 7 gallons equal to how many pounds? The first question I'm going to ask is 1 gallon equal to how many pounds? 1 gallon is the same thing as 128 pounds. Yes. So now we have 7 gallons. So you can see that this is a pretty much easy question once you know the conversion. So there's a need for you to remember the conversion. 7 times 128. So here we have the answer to be 896. Now let's think of this. Even if you don't have the calculator and you know that, 1 gallon is this. So your 7 multiplying 100 is going to be around 8 something. So look at this. This is tricky and this is tricky. So it can be confusing. So the answer should be D. Should be D. Yeah. So just know the conversion from gallons to pounds. Now we've talked about 3 conversions. Number 1, here I talked about kilogram to pounds. You have to remember that, which is very important. Here I talked about the formula for calculating Fahrenheit. You have to remember this formula too. So this is number 2. And the third one, yeah, we're talking about gallons to pounds. You have to remember this. Number 9, solve 25.66 times 8.342. 25. So here you can just multiply this. You have 25.66 times 8.342. Question, is calculator allowed? If yes, then by multiplying this should give 314.05572. Okay, so this is pretty much easy. Now the question says round to the nearest hundredths. This is the tenth. This is your hundredth. This is thousand, this is 10,000, this is 100,000. So this is nearest hundredths. Now look at it. In front of it you have the value more than 4. If your approximation, if the value is from 0 to 4, you round down. If it is from 5 to 9, you round up. So you want to round to the nearest hundredth. So your answer is just going to be 214.06. So you have to understand the ruling on this. So this is your hundredth. You have to identify your tenths, your hundredths, your thousandths, not unit, tens, hundred. This is units. This is tens. There's difference between tens and tenths. This is tens. This is hundredths. Hundreds. Because the reason why this is tenth hundredth is because this is a fraction. It's like 1/10, 1/100. Okay. So this is the answer to number 9. And the last question is question number 10. For question number 10, it says that the scale of a blueprint for a house is 1.2 inches, which is equivalent to 6 yards. If one side of the house is 15 inches long on the blueprint, what is the actual length of the side of the house? If 12 inches can give 6 yards, so how many yards will 15 inches give? Let's call this X. Let me leave a moment, please. I think this is going to be the last question for today. So let me give a few minutes and let's see if you can do this. Put the answer in the comment section. Yeah, I want to see what you want to do. Try the question number 10. Try question number 10. Let's see. So here we have that for 1.2 inches is 6 yards. So what about 15 inches? How do you do that? So I want to see the answer in the comment section. Okay, let's see the answer in the comment section for this. $75, yeah, great. Let me just do this. So there are different ways you can do this. Yes, there are different ways you can do this. You can use ratio. You can just use direct equation. Okay, you can calculate 1 yard. Okay, even several ways. One of the ways you can do this is, okay, you can say you have 1.2 yards is equivalent to, or this is ratio, right? 1.2 inches over 6, we have 15 over x. You can cross multiply, which is 1.2x equals to 15 times 6. And here you can have x equals to 15 times 6 is 90, yeah, over 1.2. And x is going to be 75 yards. This is confusing. This is in inches. This is in yards. So you have to be very careful. You're working with yards. Alternative way of doing this is, okay, we have 1.2 inches to this. What about 1 inch? Just 1 inch, which is going to be 6 yards over 1.2. So what you get, you can multiply it by 15, which is still going to be the same. So I will be stopping here today. Subsequently, probably tomorrow, we're going to look at some other questions. So you can watch this on after this video, you can watch on my YouTube channel. Just check on live video. So you're going to see my video. So you can watch on my live channel. You can rewatch anytime you want. So join the same time tomorrow for live session. Bye.